Now, you know how powerful ChatGPT is, otherwise, you wouldn't be here for the Lunch and Learn session. We've got 25 minutes, and I wanted to go over some basics so we're all on the same level, all on the same, what is it? Playing field, level playing field. I think it is. I can't remember. Something like that. Anyway, yeah. So most people are actually using ChatGPT. I'm talking about ChatGPT AI, and they're getting stuck. They are manually prompting. So they're doing actually a lot of the heavy lifting instead of letting AI do the work for them. A lot of people, particularly in business, feel that they should be using prompts to pull out the information from ChatGPT. Well, I'm going to show you a completely different way because AI isn't just about saving time, it's about helping you to make faster, smarter, more informed decisions that are going to positively impact on your business, your life, and the wider community. So at the moment, I'm carrying out a little assessment, and there's a group of questions that people go through, and then we measure the outcome of the assessment. And it's quite interesting. And I think this is a really fair representation of what's going on within the wider community. When I'm at networking events, when I'm speaking at events, this is, I think, pretty much a fair reflection. So we've got 80% of people are using ChatGPT just to do automation and tasks. And then they are also using it to use in the business strategically, but it's actually a very small amount of people. It's only 25%, which is tiny. 60% are still using the free version. And what's the last one? 70% of people are still actually unsure of how to use it. Really, I found that actually quite insightful and interesting that so many people were still using the free version. And actually 70% of people don't know how to use it properly for business. So I started using ChatGPT about 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, and I started using it because I'm dyslexic. And running a business for me always felt like an uphill battle. I don't think I was smart enough, bright enough, intelligent enough. And I always felt as if I was having to play my level of intelligence down because I couldn't articulate myself through the written word or actually speaking. I was using a tool at the time and it was rubbish. For dyslexia, it was absolutely rubbish. And I heard of ChatGPT and I thought, I'll just give it a go. As you do, I'll give it a go and see if it's any good for my dyslexia. And it absolutely just blew my world apart in a positive way, may I add. I don't know if you know me, but I'm Wendy Keir. I work with one person business owners and I help them to build their own AI dream team. Now, I'm not going to go into that now. And ultimately, it's to help them to scale much more quickly. I have a video. If you would like to get a copy, just let me know if you'd like to see it. Just reach out to Wendy at wendykeir.com and I will ping that across to you. Absolutely no problem. Ultimately, the key to unlocking ChatGPT AI and for you to help it to reach its full potential is to stop treating it like it's a task master. You're the master. Yes, I think that's right. So most people approach ChatGPT and they use it like a search engine, or they ask one-off questions, or they get and all that happens actually is they get surface level answers to the questions, which obviously isn't what you want. You want answers that have got depth, got meaning, got insight. You helps you to see things from a different perspective. But the real power, as I said, comes from having that conversation. It comes from having a human relationship with the AI. So I think of, and people are going to think I'm crazy, is I think of my conversation and ongoing conversation with the AI as a partnership. So I want you to start thinking about using AI as more as a strategic partner rather than just like a tool. So it can help to create those great outputs that you're looking for in the business. So it can work hard for you rather than you working hard for it, doing those endless prompts, which just produce that rubbish output. The more context you have, the smarter and the better strategy it is that it can help you to create. So think of it more like a strategic partner, a sounding board, something that you can lean into. The AI can have multiple personalities, multiple roles, fulfill roles within the business that you couldn't fulfill before, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a fantastic position to be in. We are in such a good space now. We've never had access to these resources before, which is really, really cool. So I'm running a course at the moment, and actually this is from the course previous. It's a hybrid course, and we're using a combination of AI agents, the ones I've created, and going for a business strategy. Now, what's interesting is they're all using the same AI agent, but each of their businesses are uniquely different. So when a group of people are using the same agents, they're all getting a very different experience from the relationship and the conversation that they're having, which is it's really cool because I've taught the AI to lean into their unique specific business. And this is what helps them to get really great output. So no endless prompting. They're basically having a two-way conversation with the artificial intelligence, the agents, to be able to get the best outcome. So I'm not going to go into this now, but inside the AI accelerator for solopreneurs, we're basically working on stopping the prompting and having structured conversations, scalable, which become scalable and turn into workflows within that business. So it all starts with the dynamic of the conversation that they're having with a specific agent, which is really cool. So these are some of the things that are going to work when bringing your strategy together. So we're going to go over the basics basically. So the first one starts with memory, and 70%, I think it was, 70% of people are using ChatGPT, the free version. The free version doesn't hold memory. The paid version does, and I'll show you where that is in a second. Memory, really important. Remembers details about you, your business, your likes, your dislikes, what it is that you're working on. It holds the nuance and the essence of who you are. It thinks it can help. Well, it thinks smarter, I should say, smarter, faster, will give better output. So we start with memory. One of the other things that you can use is projects. And projects are really cool because they mean that you're not consistently prompting all the time, which is really important because that means when you're going to start to get the better output from ChatGPT. So projects turn AI into a business system rather than just random prompts, which is what I'm encouraging people to move away from. And really the creme de la creme are the AI agents because they're very much like having your own team of experts on hand 24/7. They are created around specific roles, they fulfill specific roles, and they're just absolutely a complete game changer for one person business owners. So I've built 43 agents altogether, and that is growing all of the time. They are created to fulfill specific business problems, challenges that people face, time-consuming tasks. And yeah, I mean, I'm a person that loves to create and I love to solve problems. That is being dyslexic, I think that is one of my key areas of expertise. Go round, go over, go under, find a way to actually make things work. So each one exists, and I'll show you in a second, exists to fulfill a specific challenge, which is really, really cool. And to help you bust the bottlenecks within the business. So Bernie is in the accelerator and she's using the AI agent. She has her own special AI agents it is that she uses. She has increased her business by 30% in sales while not increasing her hours, but actually being able to take more time off, which is pretty cool. Sean is a social media. He has a social media agency. He's saving about 15 hours a week. That's about £14,500 a year. So that's basically the cost of a part-time member of staff, which is really great. It means he can invest that back into the business, which is cool. Maria, she uses the agents very much the same way that I do, which is about strategy, content, creating programs, creating resources. She says she saves about £1,000 a week and more on some occasions, which is really, really great. So people struggle with A because they start from scratch over and over again every time. So ChatGPT's memory helps them remember your preference, business context, and past conversations. So I think this slide should have been earlier, and I almost feel like this slide has got two separate parts to it because it's not making sense to me. But basically, people struggle with ChatGPT because they're prompting and they have to constantly keep going over the same ground again. They get frustrated. The output is crap. It's just not working in the way that they expect it to work for them. So let's hop over to ChatGPT and go through some of the basics. So memory is up here on the right hand side, and we want to go into settings and we want to go into personalization. So this is where the memory is held. And there's two ways that this will happen. One is that it will automatically remember, it will automatically save what it is that it thinks is important. But you have to be careful here. So this is a piece of work that I'm doing with clients. So I want to get rid of it actually because it's I don't want it in my memory. You have to be careful here that it hasn't just done what it did. Is remember something that I don't want it to remember. So just come into the back and just take it out. So two ways you can do it. It will do it. One way it will do it automatically and it will tell you when it's doing it. Or when you are in, where are we? When you are in, you can't do it in the agents. I don't know about projects because I don't use projects enough. So 4.0, if it's written something important that you want the memory to remember, just say add to memory. Just pop it in the chat box here. So memory is important. The other thing that sits in the background that is also important is customization. So this is something you need to do as well. Update your details in the background. Who you are, what you do, what's important. I actually need to update mine. Mine, I think, is probably a bit out of date. I haven't done it in a while. So I could go back and do that. So did you see here? Tone of voice, how you want it to respond. Yeah, I just cancel that. Okay, so that is important. So memory is important. So three things that are going to create a much better experience for you. And actually your content's going to be spot on. The output is going to be spot on. So memory is one of them. Projects. It's not something that I use a lot, but projects are really good. So let me give you an example of a project that I actually have that set up properly. So what's new? So what's great about projects, instead of consistently prompting, we can give a baseline of information. So testimonials, positioning strategy, mission, so important business documents. And then in the prompt, you can create a master prompt here. And this one has been created to help me to position myself as a thought leader, as an expert. So it's going to create content in a specific way. Now, this isn't as deep as an agent. It's good. It's surface level. It's not as deep. The difference is between the two is that you train an agent on a specific amount of data. It has a bigger personality. Whereas here we're just uploading documents. We're uploading documents and we've given a master prompt. And then it will produce. If I pop some copy in at the top, it's going to read the doc. It's going to do it in context to the documents and to the prompt I have put in. So I can just drop a bit of copy in it, and then I know it's going to fulfill a specific task in a specific way, which is great. So memory projects. The other thing is agents, and agents are just, I don't understand why more people aren't doing agents and why people haven't caught on to this. I was listening to an influencer yesterday and he was talking about prompting, and I just actually don't understand why people are still doing it this way. So as I said, we have about 43 agents altogether that we've created in the membership, well, in the accelerator, and you will find up in the top right hand corner, you'll see my GPT. So you can click the button and then you can create an agent. On the surface, they look easy to create. However, there is a lot of depth to them. I have 14 proven process that I go through to create the agents. So they're super, super smart, very good. And yeah, so the agents sit here, but what you can do is you can have them on the left-hand side, and they all fulfill a specific role. So this is one that I created at the weekend, and Zora is to help people with money challenges that they might have, to explore someone's relationship with money. So very specific, trained on very specific data. Alex, maybe different. Alex will help you to write chapters in your book. So my first book took me a solid 8 months to write. Now, if I use Alex, I can write a chapter in an hour. So just mind-boggling. They are all very different to one another. And I really, really want to encourage you to use agents in your business, because the thing about an agent is, let's just pop across and have a look at Alex. The thing about an agent is it's set up with the output that you want it to use to help you to create your chapter. So do you see here? This is very specific to how I want a chapter to be created. Why, common obstacles, clear methodology, relatable narrative, social proof, practical 20-minute task. So this is the structure of the chapter I wanted to create. So when I start writing my book, it's going to follow this process. It's going to follow this formula. It is that I have set up in the background. Now, what's even cleverer is that, so Lucas is the CEO, and Lucas is just absolutely phenomenal. But what I encourage my clients to do is to have an ongoing conversation with Lucas every day, because that way it can get a sense of who you are, what you're about, where your energy is going, what's burning you out, what should you be focusing in on, where are you procrastinating, what's working well, everything. And then what we can do at the end of the week, we can get Lucas to analyze that conversation to see what's actually going on. Now, what you can do is you can also bring in another agent. You can bring in another agent. So Wendy is a business coach. She has a very different perspective to Lucas. Lucas is big picture, big strategy. Wendy is a small picture, likes to deal in the nuance, discovers roadblocks, will see things that Lucas hasn't seen. So you can have a conversation between the two agents, which is incredible. So just think of it like a board meeting every week. Every Monday, you bring your CEO, your business coach, your marketing manager, your sales mentor into a room. You have a conversation with yourself and all of the agents, get all of the different perspectives, then you can make a more informed, smarter decision as to the direction it is that you want to head in, which is incredible. The knowledge and the wisdom that you can gain, the insight that you can get from working this way is just nuts. Honestly, it is absolutely crazy. And remember in the slides earlier on, I said that everybody who uses Lucas gets their own unique experience, which is really, really cool. So it plays back wherever the individual is at. It meets them where they are at, which is great. Who wouldn't want some of that? So Lunch and Learn number one. Number two is coming up next week. It's a bit more advanced than this one. So I just wanted to get us on that level playing field, I think it is, isn't it? So you have a basic understanding of some of the moving parts of ChatGPT, that you can see its limitless potential that it can bring to your business. If you're one person in business, this is just absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah, so if you've got any questions, just let me know. Pop them across to Wendy at wendykeir.com. That would be awesome. If not, I look forward to seeing you next week for our next Lunch and Learn.